Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play a Little Anno 2205. In between episodes here, I finished finding that last scuba diving team, and then I got the next quest over here for the sector project, which required me to accumulate a stockpile of vitamin drinks and then wait a little while. So I've gone ahead and set up the work for that, just because it will require a little bit of waiting around for that to finish, and I didn't want to just be sitting here waiting for that to process. So, a couple of things. In our main quest, of course, we need to be able to start producing constructo bots. So in the episode we did set up our cobalt mine and our feldspar quarry, which gives us all the resources we need to run our robot assembly hall, which is producing our constructo bots. And we are producing an excess of those. We're producing 10 of them per minute. I don't think there's anything that just consumes the constructo bots per time. You just spend them very much like the biopolymers to construct other things over there. So we've got lots of them in the bank right now, which is groovy. The next thing I needed to do, and I needed those constructor bots for this, is we got our, I think we had to get our operator population to, I think, 250, which we did, which unlocked the fruit plantation and the vitamin condenser. So our operators want vitamin drinks to upgrade, plus we have, we had a quest to produce the vitamin drinks. We're not going to upgrade the operators yet, but, you know, we'll make them happy, sure. And more importantly, for our sector project, we needed to have 50 energy drinks or vitamin drinks in reserve, in our stockpile. You'll notice 60 is our cap over here. I don't think you sell the excess, which is too bad. And then we had to maintain that for 5 minutes. So that's counting down right now. So I don't want to upgrade the rest of my workers to operators quite yet, because they will start to consume the vitamin drinks. So we're going to wait until this finishes, and then we'll do a big bulk upgrade over there. Now, to do all this, so we did set up the fruit farms over here and the vitamin condensers. We needed some extra power, which I went and built a bunch of extra wind parks around here to supply the power. We only have 20 in surplus, which isn't that much. And in addition to that, we ran low on logistics for the very first time. So logistics are basically just trucks to cart things around, and per island, per little island chunk that you need here, or rather, per the entire sector, you need a certain amount, and in addition to that, you do need a certain amount of trucks per island. You can see it highlights the roads blue over here, but we are good. We've got enough logistics, we've got enough power. We're actually running a little bit low on workforce, but again, I don't necessarily want to expand that right now, although I could. Yet actually, I don't think would be much of a problem. I can use these new big buildings as well, which are quite nice. They need a little bit less road. They're effectively the same as building, 4 of these little guys, but because they're bigger, I can set up my blocks kind of like this, right? And then I need just a little bit less road to cover everything. Yeah, nice bonus. And again, I won't upgrade these guys to the next level quite yet, because I don't want to run low on vitamin drinks. Although I'm running such a huge surplus. Actually, I could do some, couldn't I? There's no reason not to. We'll do that. We're still running a surplus. Because as long as I'm not running a massive deficit, we're okay.
Congratulations on your first taste of success.
Well, thank you. Okay, we're still good. Oh, and now we've run out of biopolymer. Which is good, because we actually, I think, have a maximum capacity of 60. So by not spending it, we are effectively losing some of our production there. So I guess that's fine. Okay, we're nearly done this. Oh. Actually, maybe our capacity goes higher. Is it based on your corporation level? I actually don't know. Oh, we have a lack of information. Some of these places, we need a new infodrome. Because each one of these produces 10 information. We do need a bit more polymer over here. Just holding the plus key down to fast forward a wee bit. And that's actually going to complete this quest at the same time. Very nice timing. Yeah, right over here. Just one little spot that's short information.
The analysis is off the chart.
Good. I'm very happy.
Look, there's been this development, and we could use your help. Interested?
Okay. Huh. All right, so the final step for our sector project is to have 50 nanoceramic in my spaceport. If I go and I can't click on it. Do I need my command ship selected, and then I can right-click over here? Because I must not have 50 nanoceramic stored up. I have 23 in storage right now. And we're not actually producing enough to cover our consumption at this time. There we go. Yeah, we have 23 in total. Because we're low on energy. So I will need to get a little bit more energy production. Oh, I can build a tidal power station now. Good. Because we are running out of places to put our overlapping wind turbines. But if I put this here, this produces a ton of energy. It does need to be connected, though. Boom. Look at this. Tons of power from this site here. In fact, it'll be tempting at some point probably to get rid of some of these wind turbines, but we'll leave them for now. Okay, tons of power, which is good. So we're good there, but I think, at least in the short term, I'm going to go ahead and build another feldspar quarry, because we are producing 5 per minute, but we are consuming 5 per minute over here at the robot assembly hall. I think even when we're capped out like this, which is a little bit awkward, I think it still consumes it. But now we're going to run a surplus, so eventually, there we go, that number will increase up to 50. We'll be able to pick it up and deliver it, and then we'll get a graphene generator. Very interested to see exactly how that works for us, because graphene is not a material we can produce on our own, I think. You basically just get it from quests. I don't think there's any reason not to go and bulk upgrade everything. If I want to speed things up, I really could go for an extra biopolymer production chain. But we really don't need that much, so I think I'm going to hold off and just try to be patient. I don't know, that's hard for me. I suppose it's just going to cost us a little bit of money to build it now. We can always demolish it later on if we're ending up with a worker shortage. So you know what? Let me build an extra sunflower thing and an extra biopolymer. Oh, it doesn't fit there. That's unfortunate, but it does fit there, which keeps that production nicely balanced. So now we're producing 20 per minute instead of 10 per minute. And again, later on, in fact, I think when we get the graphene, we'll be able to add extra modules to all of our factories, which is awesome. Spoiler alert. It's really good. Let's do that. These buildings actually need less biopolymer to upgrade. They're the ones that actually need the Constructobots. So it might make more sense to upgrade these guys first. Not to mention build more of them. But I don't think we need more residential buildings right now. I think we are going to be quite happy with the number of residential buildings we have. There we go. We are almost at 1,000 operators. Our smooth operators. Just
Your
holding fast forward.
technicians are ready.
Yay!
Start the elevator construction once all other requirements are met. My associate, John Rafferty, is already heading here with the special material deliveries.
There we go. All right. So, and 50 nano ceramic. Are we there yet? Nope, 35. And we can start the upgrade on this bad boy. What does it need? It's going to consume 25 Constructobots. I guess there's no reason not to complete this upgrade and move to the next step of the main quest. Boom!
Yeah, Rafferty here. Miss Bowman assigned me to ensure the transport safety. Approaching your sector, over. Code Red. We're under attack. Code Red. Damn it. The cargo. Protect the ship.
People of Earth, this is the manifesto of the Moon's independence.
Jerk-ass terrorists.
The global union waged war on us for generations with weapons like falsehood, negligence, and exploitation. And the LEC bowed its head in servile compliance. But not anymore. Set no foot on the land of our forefathers. We are the Orbital Watch. The Moon is free.
Right. So basically, like,
They
insane Tea
attacked us out of
Partyists.
nowhere, sunk all my ships and took over the cargo. Now they're blockading the whole sector. No transports are going to make it through anymore.
All right, no time to study regulations. Meet Rafferty at the coordinates transmitted. Do whatever is necessary.
Okay. So, now we
Spaceport
have...
ready for development.
Thank you. Now we have the ability to do our first crisis sector. In addition to that, we've got...
Don't tell me you're
Missions
back
available
in
over here.
line.
Oh, I think that's actually the mission that we're running here. Okay. That's good. That's
You can
good to know.
handle
That's the
risks
crisis
like
sector.
that, can't you?
They're going to keep taunting me for a while until I take care of that, so I probably want to start doing that. We don't have any side quests going on quite yet. It would be quite nice, though, to finish this primitive tools sub-job first. How are we doing on our ceramics? Oh, there we go. Nope, 45. Not quite enough. Just going to fast forward. I'm going to finish this sector project. Then we'll go and do the crisis mission. 46. This is exciting. It's like watching paint dry. 47. How many are producing? Oh, we're short of this. Yeah, we're producing 5 per minute. So it's not that fast, but we definitely need another rice farm. You can see 2 new resources have shown up here. Iridium and graphene. Now, by completing the sector mission, we're going to get a graphene generator, which is huge. Normally, you only get graphene and iridium by completing assignments, so sort of side quests, little missions, or crisis sectors. We're about to do our first crisis sector. We'll get those, and once we've got them, we're going to be able to start building these modules, which are amazing. For example, instead of building more rice farms, I can simply build an extra rice field on an existing farm, which gives us an 180% boost to productivity. Yes, it's got an increased maintenance cost, but I don't believe it increases the amount of energy or workers that we need. And then here's another one. 20% fewer workers required. Very nice. And this one here, 10% less energy. And this one here, less logistics. These modules are really, really, really good, and all producers get that. And what's really important is for things like coastal sites and mountain sites over here, because you've got a limited amount of coastal and mountain sites. But if you can go and double the output of your cobalt mines, then you don't have to build 2 cobalt mines. And in fact, you're going to be able to build, I think you can triple it up in the end, which is pretty powerful. We are short on water, are we? Indeed, we are. Well, I'm not going to build another water plant, which is over here. Instead, I'm going to be looking to increase our output over here. We need 1 graphene is all we're going to need, and we're going to get a graphene generator in a second. Pick up the container. We've now picked up our container of the ceramics or whatever, and we have to deliver it to her over here and hope that we don't unleash Skynet upon the world. That would be, I'm going to say bad. I'm going to say bad. Boom.
Lucky us. It would seem the Ark still has energy reserves. Let me see if they're enough for a system reboot.
Why are you rebooting the
So
evil
much
AI?
for that. Seems we have to lift the Ark from its watery grave completely. I'll get back to you.
Oh, there's another quest? I'm actually confused here. Actually. It's not an ornament. It's not a building I can build here. What are you talking about? Get back to me. How do I get my graphene generator? That is... Oh. Transfer to stock. So, does it slowly build up? Give me some graphene? That would be fine. Yeah, and then I have to collect it from time to time. If that's the way it works, I'm okay with it. Let's go do our crisis mission. This should give us plenty of graphene and iridium. So we go to the global map. We've got our crisis sector over here. Intervention required.
Bunch of rats laying hand on our ships. Give them hell.
So, the minimum reward, what we'll get for sure for completing this, is 30 combat experience, 25 graphene, and 20 iridium. We also have a fleet. We have no upgrades available right now, but potentially we could upgrade our ships later on. Right now, we're just going to be locked on standard difficulty, and we're going to accept the mission. And in fact, for this first mission, it's going to be very easy because that NPC that is setting this up is actually going to have a repair ship follow our fleet, which is going to make sure that basically we can't lose, which is going to make the first mission really easy. It's worth noting, I am not running this game on an SSD, so the load time for the sectors will be a little longer than someone with an SSD, and it's still not too bad.
Black flies. And I see they brought reinforcements. Gotta be careful. I've seen them before. They've no compunctions at all.
Oh, I hate people without
Press
compunction.
past their blockade and free our ships. I got your back.
Okay, so here's our fleet over here. We've got 1 Titan, we've got 1 Turtle, and we've got 1 Spark. I don't really know the difference between the ships. I don't know. Sparks are fast but fragile. Chain Spark projectiles, which branch off to hit multiple enemies, medium firepower, and hit multiple stuff. We've got the Turtle, armored close combat ships, armed with slow torpedoes, deal bonus damage against vehicles. Okay. With low firepower, though. And then we've got the Titan, high firepower, armed with missiles. Excellent. Anyway, I'm mostly just going to bulk these guys up and move them together. So there's a bunch of different stuff you can pick up. These are fuel pods over here. We can collect them and charge up our fuel reserves over here, which unlocks certain special abilities, like a wave mine. That's sort of just a big AoE explosion. We've got the kinetic shield that protects the ships for a limited amount of time. And then we've got the repair drone here. We won't need that because we do actually have John Rafferty following us over here who will auto-repair us. We can also pick up things like this, the missile barrage object, which we can then deploy to do massive amounts of damage against enemies.
Target acquired.
Let's go ahead and move up here, blow that up, and then pick that up. A lot of these missions will also have additional side quests for us.
All hands engage.
In particular, they might be things like turn in 10 missile barrages to get a bunch of bonus iridium or something. For example,
a
there's
situation needing a forcible solution has come up.
an assignment
The
available
board
here.
thought of you.
So you want me to destroy
Taking the brunt.
15
Don't
chargers.
Worry, my drones will fix that.
We've got some
Green
mines
to
over here.
go.
Let's go and blow them up and then work our way through here. So that's fine. Destroy that. We've got some extra quests over here we can pick
Good
up
of
now.
you to drop by.
You want a
Say,
missile barrage,
I
and that'll
got a
give me some
little
extra iridium and
something.
experience. That sounds pretty good. And you
All
want
talks
what?
have failed. Still, actions speak louder than words.
Okay, use wave mine 3 times. Wave mine is right over here, just 2 fuel per use. That should be pretty easy to do, actually.
Coordinates confirmed.
I think this guy ran into the mines instead of destroying them. I'll have to be a little more careful about that. Move back, move back, move back.
Weapon
These mines
systems
should
online.
chain. I don't know. Wave mines. That's 1, 2, 3.
Waving
They're
them
fun.
off.
Your will to prevail certainly deserves praise.
Plus, it completed the mission. What are these? Iridium. Oh, more iridium. Oh, yeah, and we can
Battle stations.
defeat this thing. So you can see by completing this mission, we're going to get 10 of those things, which is going to mean we're going to be able to do a lot of building upgrades.
Affirmative.
It's a little bit weird to be playing these sort of submissions within the business simulation game. Maybe you're not into it. Luckily, other than this first one, which is sort of like a tutorial-y kind of guy, you can basically ignore these. If you
No
want
worries.
iridium and graphene, or whatever else the special rare materials are, depending on the zone you're in, you can instead just complete assignments in your current zone, which will be things like, you know, finding those divers, for example.
Full speed
Little
ahead.
submissions, and it's really easy to complete a bunch of those and
Affirmative.
and then still get the materials you need to do some full upgrades. You guys move up here.
Underway.
You blow this up. There we go. Nice chain reactions. Pick up some extra fuel. And we're going to select the whole fleet. Move you
Underway.
over here so we can turn in that job. We'll have to fight along the way.
Target acquired.
But we have to turn in one of these missile barrages. Missile barrages are awesome, huge nuke things.
We are
And
under
they are
attack.
really good to clear. Here, we can use one right now. Let's do that.
Nuclear missile. Fire.
Like, better than the wave. What is it called? Wave mine. Better than that.
Full speed ahead.
But we have a quest to turn it in, which we would like to do. All right, we picked up another one, picking up some extra iridium. Okay, turn that in. So we'll complete another one of these little side missions. So it'll cost us one of our missile barrages.
Think I got her just about right.
Excellent. And then we still have the mission to
Nick
deliver
knew
the
you'd
or
take
to
care of
destroy
it.
the
No one
destroyers.
messes with you much, do they?
Nuclear missile. Fire.
Try not to walk
Underway.
into the nuclear missile range, buddy.
On our way.
There are some tougher fights, so you know we may want to save the missile barrage or the support fleet and whatnot for those things. And on a mission where you don't have your automatic repair guy around, you will want to use the repair and the shielding a fair bit.
Coordinates confirmed.
Destroy that. Wave mine these guys. And then
Copy
move up.
that. Battle
And our main
station.
quest is up here, by the way.
Green to go.
So ideally, if you have the patience, you would like to do a clean sweep of these zones because you'll get
Coordinates
more
confirmed.
little rewards like bonus iridium, like that.
There you go. As good as new.
Okay, he's repairing me again,
Green
which is
to
nice. Blow these things up. Which will drop
Clear
some
for
extra
action.
resources. More iridium. Nice.
On our way.
And then over here. It's worth noting that while we're in a separate zone like this, any income that we have, whatever our credit balance was, continues to apply every second. Otherwise, I think
On
the
our way.
the area is still sort of kind of in limbo, but, and you can see my population won't change, for example. But we will still get our income, so even if we take a bunch of time here, you're still getting something out of it, which is kind of nice. And that becomes much more relevant later on when we have multiple sectors where we're
Underway.
building things. Let's try to avoid doing that. Where my ships are, I mean.
Your reputation is warranted.
Destroyed all the
Gassing
chargers.
is
Good. Now we've got left is the main mission. Again, I could go for a full sweep over here to get some extra little bits and pieces. Those are just some extra weapons. I don't care about that.
Roger.
We'll destroy that, pick up that missile barrage. Actually, I'll unleash one of the missile barrages. There's a maximum range for them. Let's go and nuke those guys.
Give it a new lease of life, all right? Let's stir things up a wee bit.
Oh, watch the mines.
Launching nuclear missile.
I like nukes.
Target acquired.
They're always a good time. Whether you're playing Civilization, Hearts of Iron, or this. Never miss a chance to nuke. We're already full on fuel, so we won't even be able to pick up this stuff. So we should really be a little bit more active with... just barely cover those
On
guys.
our way.
Oh! Oh, this guy
Target
behind
acquired.
us.
Let's stir things up a wee bit.
There you go. That is a little unnecessary, but it's okay. We're going to pick up plenty of fuel. And we're going to see about nuking these guys over here.
Coordinates confirmed.
Try not to nuke the actual ship we're here to protect. I don't know if that's something that can happen. Let's be careful.
Battle stations.
Blow that up. Excellent. Let's move in. We will drop an EMP on these guys. Call in a support fleet. And tear them apart. So we got some extra ships in here from our support fleet. They're just there temporarily. Some subs arrive, I guess.
Think I got her just about right.
Weapon
Do that.
systems
Go ahead
online.
and get our shield down to protect all our ships.
Shields.
Doesn't cover these guys, but that's okay. They're just here temporarily anyway.
Underway.
We make a good team.
Done!
My equipment and your strategy. A bunch of ships.
Now you do leave the
on
sector as
bottom
soon as you
of the
finish the main
sea.
quest. You're going to want to make
None
sure
of
to
them
finish
ours.
all the side assignments
that a happy
before you finish the main quest. But we've completed that. We got a bunch of stuff. We can actually upgrade our ships over here. It does cost some money, but we
Throw
may as
no
well do it.
crap
It's only
on.
money. Ooh. That was only like 1,000, right? And this one's like 110? That is a lot of cash. Let's leave that for now. We can always upgrade them before the next mission. Oh, I guess we could return to the mission if we wanted to. Okay,
I'm
so if
glad
we
you
hadn't
came
finished
back
everything, that'd be okay.
unharmed. This attack gave everyone at the Union headquarters shock, but the program has to go on.
Okay.
We've lost contact to Lunar Excavation Corp. It seems many moon colonies aligned with the Orbital Watch. It's all the more important your space elevator goes into operation.
All right, we'll do. So we're back over here. We have graphene, which is good. Also, 3 of it is sitting around here. Excellent. That is very handy. Getting a little bit of a slow supply of graphene. Very, very nice. Don't mind that one bit. What do we need to upgrade here? We need to use the graphene to upgrade. Okay, let's go ahead and go for it.
Cable firmly attached. Elevator car ready for departure. Attention. Approaching Global Union Space Station. Prepare for docking.
A very cool looking space station. And we have a space elevator that goes to it, which is a thing that we have a concept of.
Congratulations!
It's theoretically
the first
possible.
step into space. All purviews of the global economy are now accessible for you. Phase 2 of the Lunar Licensing Program starts now.
And phase
I'm way
2...
too old for adventures like that. Gotta pass next time. So you better make sure you got a decent battle fleet. Stop by the dockyard if you want any ships built or revamped and that.
Yeah, so he's just saying that he
Consumer
won't auto repair
analyses
my ships in the next
show
mission.
demand for specific commodities.
All right, so we are low on water. So let's go ahead and instead of building a new desalination plant, let's simply upgrade the existing one. By building an extra filter unit, we're going to double our productivity, but increase our maintenance cost. It's going to cost us 1 of our graphene and a token amount of credits. So So we're going to do that and build you there. So now we went from -4 to +1 water. Tell you what, while I'm at it, let's build the other one. We'll end up with an excess of water. That way I don't have to worry about it as things continue to grow. We still have lots of graphene and iridium in the bank. And of course, we've got that graphene production, which is really, really, really lovely. How are we doing overall? We've got a surplus of everything, which is good. We are making a little bit of money. I would like to make more money, and we can do that very easily by making sure to finish all of our building upgrades. Like so. Now, we have so many operators
blueprints ready for implementation
that we have now unlocked the ability to build biomedical laboratories, which will increase the satisfaction of our operators. But again, until we get the ability
Get up, go
to
work,
produce
go home.
neuroimplants,
The usual.
we won't actually be able to upgrade the operators to the next level. And we can't build neuroimplants here at all. So we can go ahead and probably wait until we get to the next level, I think, or until we unlock the Arctic
Warning.
before we worry about building the rest of the
Unfulfilled
production
demand
chain.
for specific consumer products.
How come I can't upgrade you? We need more worker buildings before... Yeah, so we always have a certain base of workers, I guess, before we can produce any more. Is that true? So if I went and, say, built a couple more of these bad boys. 1, 2. Now they can be upgraded again. Yeah, then they can.
Registered
Ah,
under
so yeah,
new
we
name.
always have a worker population
You?
as a,
Here.
in addition to an operator
I'm sorry.
population. Okay, I won't build any more of those. Our income surplus is good. I'm actually just going to hold the plus key down a little bit so that our population can increase with our new changes here, just to increase our balance a little bit. Because, just like when we were in the combat zone, anything that's happening over here will continue to be a thing. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go to the space map and
In
let's
the
go and
Arctic,
expand to the
all
Arctic.
your actions will fall under the supervision of the Arctic custodians. Let's have a look at their territory. It was a diplomatic feat to make the custodians open their lands for private corporations, so your choice of location is somewhat limited.
So we've got 3 different choices, same as the first one. Slightly different amounts of buildable space plus building sites. And then the special project will vary. This one here is a project for logistics. This one gives us more rare materials. Do note that in the Arctic, the rare materials that we need are actually going to be different from the rare materials that we need in the temperate zone. And then project for ornamentals. I'm going to go ahead and use Akia Flows over here, get some logistics. It'll make life a little easier. And we're going to take over that district. Again, I'm not on an SSD.
Welcome
There's going to be a
phase
tiny bit of
2
load time, but not
of the
much.
Lunar licensing program. You are now authorized to enter the Arctic region and access its deposits of rare resources to implement new means of galactic travel. Your official contact person will give you more information.
So we've got 2 primary goals here in the Arctic. One is to continue to move forward in the main quest chain so that we can unlock access to the moon. But also one of the big things that we want to do is get the neural implants, or whatever they're called,
It's the
which we
Arctic
can only produce
custodians'
here
climate
and then
stabilization
send back to our
technology
home
that
region.
keeps the temperatures below 0 here.
Yeah, it's freezing.
I'm Dr. Howard Young. I speak for the Arctic Custodians.
Hello.
First, allow me to be clear. We expect you to abide by our directives at all times.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
The Arctic ecosystem is very delicate.
Mm-hmm.
Respect these rules and we'll get along just fine.
Yeah, global warming was a problem.
Not exactly a warm welcome, but let's just proceed with Phase 2. We need Arctic resources for rocket construction, so we have to establish a base of operations on one of these islands.
Okay, so note the Arctic spaceport will need metal foam to start its upgrade chain. But yeah, we've got to claim an island. We've
Set
got
up your
our
new
command ship.
location wherever you want. All
And
of the
unlike the
islands are
last
suitable.
time, we didn't start with an
I
island
hope this
already
helps
claimed.
you.
So we're going to go ahead and claim, I don't know, this one. Seems to be the biggest on the map.
All right. Time to make some improvements.
And again, we can ultimately claim all of them.
If you build a distribution center here, I can officially sign the island over to you. With the acquisition of this island, you earned the mining rights for this area. The Arctic custodians will watch you like a hawk from now on.
Alrighty.
Their directives are strict,
Bit laggy.
but you should adhere to them while building up your basic infrastructure. The heating standards alone will be a challenge.
I'm thinking it was waiting for the text
Unusually
voiceover.
long frame time detected.
You played for
Pause.
2 hours.
Recommended.
I'm not gonna pause. Leave me alone. I think it was finishing for the
Yo.
voiceover to
Sorry
finish
my
before it
colleagues
played the
are
rest of the
grinding me
animation
with
or
a
something
cold
like that.
shoulder.
Very odd.
Billy Jorgensen, nice to meet you.
What's up, buddy?
I run a trading post here, but business, yeah, just consider dropping by, okay? Please.
Don't sound too desperate there. So one of the things that's going to be different in this setting than the last one, note that we are still making money from our home base, and we still have iridium, but graphene is not a thing over here, and we started out with the 25 metal foam, which is the basic building block, as opposed to biopolymers, which I don't know, maybe would freeze too much over here. But if I go to start building some Arctic dwellings, or basic residences over here, you'll notice that there's a circle around my my warehouse over here, and if I try to build outside of it, it says access to heat source insufficient. One of the big mechanics in the Arctic area is that all of your factory buildings produce heat, and your residences need to be near a heat source to survive. So it's a bit different than expanding in your other areas. So let's go ahead and stretch out this road a bit here. You know what? I'm actually not happy with this. Let me go and bulldoze it, because we want to try to cluster as many houses as possible near these heat sources. So
I promise, we won't give the custodians anything to complain about.
New blueprints ready.
You must have been very busy if you forgot to vote.
oh yeah, we have to vote on the Global Council. Okay, so we get another line over there, like that. It's a bit derpy, but there's really like a limited potential for efficient placement of these buildings.
Consumer analyses show unfulfilled demand for specific commodities.
I don't know. Anyway, there's probably some optimal packing thing there, but I guess I'll just sort of, I don't know, try to make some blocks that look good again. Because you see here, like that, there's no heat source, so can't really build out there. This is fine. And see, that one's not, but this one is. And yeah, there's probably a better way to pack things in. Oh, and then I'm out of foam. Hopefully I can build the next level okay without it. Okay. So we got our dwellings, which is good. We got to produce some canned food. So canned food, yeah, but then we
Your
don't have enough
settlement
metal
seems to
foam.
follow
But
our regulations well enough. You are permitted to continue the expansion of your spaceport.
Thank you.
Within reasonable limits.
if we look
Well,
around,
that's exactly what's on the agenda right now. The Orbital Watch is still threatening the Union trade routes. You have to establish your own shipping docks at the spaceport.
we should be able to find some little metal foam bonus goodie huts kicking around, or trade. There we go. Metal foam, metal foam, metal foam over there, which is good. A little bit more, and yeah, there might be a trader here. There should be. Can't see it on the map at a glance. Oh, right over here.
Ah, real glad you dropped.
Oh, let's buy stacks of 10.
Updating list of achievements.
Huh?
Okay, deal.
Okay. All right. Good. Now we have enough material to continue to kickstart things. We do need to produce metal foam for the next thing, get enough protectors, which is my baseline worker units. But let's go ahead and get a little fish stuff going on here. What's it called? Fishing harbor. So we'll get it here. Notice that it does have a heat area nearby, although it's very, very small. We can potentially cram in a few houses over there. Let's get a road coming out from here and try to connect it up to sort of the rest of the grid. Get rid of that little bit. And we can also try to cram in a couple of houses nearby. There we go. Not much heat. Just fit in 2 houses, but that'll have to do for now. We also need a cannery to turn the fish into food. I think if we do something like that, then we can fit a house in there. But we can't fit one in there anyway. That works, that works, that works. But then that's all invalid. Still, that's a start. So you can see our placement of houses is going to be a little wackier on this map than some of the others. But that's okay. We still have an excess of fish and a deficit of canned food. My fish produces how many?
Your Arctic
4 per
settlement
minute,
is growing at a
and this
steady
converts
pace.
to 2 to 2, so
The
we want to
staff
build another one.
requirements for your spaceport's shipping docks should be met by now.
Get some of that. Oops, heat source insufficient. Luckily, you can move a house after placing it. You can move any building, actually, after placing it, without having to rebuild it, which is really nice. We have to start producing some metal foam, which we produce from aluminium, so we get an aluminium mine over here, for example. Hook it up to our road network. Also a little bit of heat over here. So we'll get those down. Just try to fit in houses wherever we can. So that produces 6 aluminium per minute. Or actually, they spell it aluminum over here. All right, fine. And that can run, looks like 2 compression chambers. So what I'm going to do is I like to spread out the industry when I'm playing the Arctic here, so that we get as much area covered by heating as we can.
Goods transport facing delays. Cause transporter shortage.
We need some more logistics. Stretch that out over there. And something
Construction
like
of
that.
new building types possible.
Okay, and yeah, we need more logistics. So let me go and pack in my houses here. Oh, and then we're out of foam. That's okay. Although I guess we'll need a little bit of foam for our transportation
You won't
center.
see me making flowery speeches expounding what we do.
Oh, all right, I'll
Achievements can be
vote.
seen
God.
everywhere in the happy faces of well-fed people.
This is where the course of the world economy is decided. You can influence those decisions. It all depends on who you support. I'll make some recommendations here and there.
So I believe this is actually part of the online component of the game, where people can vote for different people here, and then depending on who wins, you get certain benefits listed here. And in particular, if I vote for Ibera Foxcom, apparently I will receive some rare materials right now from voting with them.
Salem has always been
I think if they
about
win,
food. We always
they're going to bribe me.
Wherever mankind ventures, Seaman will make sure it...
And here's your loot.
Oh yeah, it does give it to me right away. 500 iridium. Listen,
If you're looking to test
you want to
your
bribe
military
me,
tech,
I will never say
my
no.
dad never guessed you'd be so conservative. Come on.
Yeah, I voted. Shush.
Warning. Unfulfilled demand for specific consumer products.
I still have to build the transportation center. Just waiting for one more foam. Of course, not everything... Things aren't running at full efficiency, so I'm not getting foam very quickly. I might go and buy one. Am I even producing any right now? No, nothing is producing right now. Excellent. And by excellent, I mean,
I really do like the whole trading thing. But it would be nice to go out. Thanks for supporting my little enterprise here.
Oh, that's all you had. All right. But I bought out what he had left, and let's go and get... Come on. Construction menu. Transportation center. Good. Now we don't have enough power. So geothermal turbines have to be installed in a mountain location on this map. That's the only way we can get power. Again, though, it does produce some heat, which is nice. Because all factories produce heat. And actually, the geothermals, I think, have a particularly large radius. Yeah, that's pretty big. Get you in there. We'll probably build some more later on, but for now we're okay. We've got enough workers. Oh, and we can start our upgrade because we have enough memory foam, or metal foam. Memory foam is something different. We can start the next step of our spaceport.
The climate. Earth's barely healed wound. Let's see what happens when I break...
Warning. Climate stabilizer network producing weather anomalies. External manipulation detected.
Systems not responding. Stabilization values approaching critical level. They have the whole climate stabilizer network under their control. You are responsible for this. It's the lunar licensing program that brought those terrorists here. Consider our support suspended, and keep out of our affairs.
What a douche. All right. So what has happened here is it has triggered another crisis area that we can go and do.
Don't listen to him. Man, we got nothing to counter these attacks.
Jorgensen is right. We have to interfere, official admission or not. Enact a hacking counterattack against the Orbital Watch's jamming stations. Or destroy them, if you must.
So we have a choice here. If you like doing the crisis sectors, you can go ahead and do those, or you can simply advance by reaching the next corporation level. No problems. Either way, the reward will be 10 petrochemicals. Petrochemicals is the other upgrade item on this map. We are going to go ahead and put a cut in here. It's also worth noting that we do have a sector project, and we're going to start on that next time. The sector project is quite cool, actually. I dabbled with it already in my other game, and I thought it was fun, so we're going to go ahead and do it in this one as well. And that's that. Next, but the big thing we're going to want to do, though, is get going on our neuro modules, because we have to ship these back to our first region because they want some neuro implants. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.